Chunky here, and I have a Chipotle mukbang for you guys today. But life is so disrespectful. I shit you not. Life is really, really disrespectful, but we're not going to get into that right now. So I got Chipotle right here. I'm so hungry, you guys. I'm literally like shaking because I've been like, I've been through a lot, but that's not the story we're going to tell today, okay? We're going to get into a story because I know y'all been craving a story from y'all bitch right here. This is a veggie burrito. Let's get into this. I got a Chipotle burrito and it's veggie. Hot guacamole. Yes. Okay. Sour cream, guac, or as I like to call it, guacamole. Guacamole. I got a large guac and a large queso. This is just their queso dip and their guac dip. I'm so hungry. So in my burrito, I just have sour cream, guac, vegetables. I think I just got a vegetable burrito. I didn't get no meat. Cheese, corn, rice, brown rice, because you know your girl's skinny. Okay, so I know you guys been craving a story time, and I've been like, damn, like every time I do a video, I'm so distracted and I forget to tell a story. So let's get into a story right away. Let's get into it. Like, I'm not wasting no more time. Okay. So this story is about when I was younger. It's gonna be a hood rat story. I was trying to be a hood rat, but it didn't work. It wasn't me. Okay. So when I was a little girl, like around, I want to say 14. I was just going through like a weird period in my life. Like 14 years old, it's like it's a very hard time to be like in your body, in your feelings, in your emotions. It's just hard. You're growing up. You don't know, like, really, like, your body's changing. You're becoming like a woman. You know what? I want to say I was 15. I want to say I was 15. I was not 14. Either way, hard times for your body. Not only that, to top it off, I'm going through stuff, you know, at home. You know, I was just going through stuff like with my mom and also with like self-image and my body image and stuff like that. Like, I was just really going through a lot. Now that I think about it, like my self-image, my body weight, you know, I've always been a bigger girl. I've always had like a big butt. And like, I like to joke on Instagram, like I put that meme up, like I had a big butt before it was cool. And, you know, really like growing up, at the time I grew up, big butts was like not like a common thing. And to be young and be so curvy was like, it was like kind of like hard for me because I was called fat, but at the same time, when I look back at myself then, I wasn't fat. I was just curvy. And it was like, back then, you were fat if you had curves. Like it was like, you know, you saw people on the TV and you saw girls like on the TV, and this was just when like video vixens and like video girls were starting to become popular. So like curvy bodies was kind of like coming in the picture, but you know, that's when it started like to become normalized for like, you know, curvy women to be sexual, like to be like a sexual figure. Because you know, when I was younger, I remember just seeing like, you know, white girls, you know, there was no girls of color, like girls that were curvy, girls that had big butts that were like being like, oh my god, she's so beautiful, look at her curves, look at her butt, wow, her butt is beautiful. Like there was nothing like that. So I had no one to look up to other than Selena. So Selena was like somebody that I looked up to because she had a, you know, big booty, and I had a big booty, and I was like, and I'm a Latina, and she was beautiful, beautiful, you know, singer and all that. For me to deal with because I was called fat is hard. So mm, mm. So I was going through a lot, very confused. Um, I was a teenager. Teenagers do crazy shit. So at the time, I was going to school, but I was ditching a lot. Ditching school. And the friends that I was ditching with, I was no longer friends with. So I had nobody to go ditch with. I was already so used to ditching. I didn't want to be in school. My mind was filled with like bullshit, you know? My mind was too messed up to just be focused on my work or whatever that I had to be focused on in school. I just wanted to like smoke some weed and just chill and just get my mind off of everything. Because when I would be my friends and I'd smoke weed, it would just kind of like take me away from my reality, you know? So I'm smoking, I'm used to smoking weed. I'm used to, you know, ditching and all that. And my friends that I usually ditch with, like they were gone. Like there was no more. One of my friends, she stopped going to that school. She moved schools. Another one of my friends had like a cancer scare where they found a lump in her and she was missing a lot of school because she was doing testing and stuff. And the guy that sold me weed got locked up. So all of a sudden, I find myself like a damn like crackhead, like going around asking people if they want to ditch with me. Nobody was down, eh? But all of a sudden, I don't know where, I met this girl. I don't know. I don't even remember how she popped up in my life. But she, all of a sudden, I don't know if she overheard me saying, like, I want to ditch. Or I don't know if I heard her over saying, like, she wanted to ditch. But we wanted to ditch. And, you know, this girl, she was very, like, I wasn't more, like, when I would ditch, I would go and I'd drink, I'd smoke, I'd kick it. I wasn't more about, like, you know, like, dealing with guys, you know, like, you know, doing all that. I was a little scared because I was just scared. Like, I didn't want to get pregnant. I was scared, like, I was going to get pregnant. I think I kind of, like, did all that at a later age. Because when I had my first child, I was 19. So, I was bad, but not in that way. But I ran into a girl that was bad in that way. So we started kicking it. We started kicking it. And we started ditching. Had a ditch. We started hanging out after school. We started like going to the mall and stuff. And I started to realize like, oh, like she's into like guys. Like she would talk to guys. She would like meet guys. Like we would meet her. Oh, I'm talking to this guy. Like we want to meet him. Like she was all about guys. And like she was already like taking birth control and all that. And like I was just like, oh geez, like I don't want to smoke some bud. Like I just want to smoke some what? I just want to smoke some bud and get a beer and chill. Like I don't want to deal with like guys, you know. So then, she started coming around my house, and there was like guys that lived around my house, and the guys that lived around my house knew me, but I never gave them like that type of attention. Like I talked to them, hey, what's up? Hey. But I never like was like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Like never did that when I was younger. All of a sudden I'm there with my homegirl and she's giving off those vibes, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, all of a sudden we're kicking it with these guys and they're like giving us, you know, weed and blah, blah, blah. You know what guys do. So then they're like, hey, why don't you come over tomorrow? Well, why don't you come over our house tomorrow? We're going to kick it. I'm going to have some like fire, like dank fire bud, right? Why don't you guys come over and we'll kick it and we'll get drinks and stuff and we'll buy it. My mom was like, yeah. At this point, she was already being with one of the guys from there. Like, macking on him and all that stuff. And I was just like, I'm still let her be a hoe. Like, that's her thing, you know? No discrimination. No judgment. So, our plan was that she's going to sleep over. And we were going to, like, my mom was going to drop us off at school. But as soon as my mom dropped us off, we were going to, like, walk back the other way. So, like, we weren't going to go into the school. We did that. And this is where the night takes a turn that was like, is forever going to go down in history in my life. So, you know, we did that. We ditched. We go and we find these guys. They're on the block that I live on. We go. We get our drinks successfully. We get our smoke successfully. We go back. And we're looking for a place to kick it. So, we finally find a place to kick it. And we're kicking it in a garage. Somebody's garage. Like, honestly, I think by this time we had already smoked, so I was like faded. The whole time I was tripping on like things we were doing. Like, I was in a whole nother little universe. So by the time we got to like the place that we were kicking it at, which was like a little garage, I was like already faded. Like I was faded. And then like we start cracking open the 40s. And then this is where like I feel like, oh my god, like I'm scared. Like I know that I could down this 40, but I'm scared because I'm with people that I never kicked it with. Like I started feeling a little like, those butterflies in my stomach, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sip on my 40 because usually like I pound 40s, but I'm like, you know what? I'm already faded. I'm just gonna sip on my 40s. So my homegirl, she's chugging, she's smoking, she's like, she's wilding because she's with one of the guys that's like she's trying to like show off in front of. I'm like, then there's a guy that likes me, but I'm like, no, like I'm trying to stay sober because I'm like I keep like dodging his food, like I keep like pushing him off. But my homegirl is like messed up. Like my homegirl's like faded drunk, and I'm like, oh shit, girl, like oh shit. At this point, I get halfway done with my 40, and I'm a little bit too buzzed, and I realize it, and I start getting scared. Oh, this is a scary situation, okay? I'm like, I need to go home. Like, I get up, and I'm like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Like, we need to go home. Because at this point, like, the guys are getting a little touchy-feely. My friends, like, goes to the back room, and, like, several guys follow her. And I'm like, we need to go home. I'm telling her, like, we need to go home. And she's like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, no, bitch, we need to go home. She didn't listen to me. And she didn't want to come with me. And I was like, bitch, I'm going to start walking home then. They didn't want to let me go. And I kind of made a scene, so they let me go. I started walking out the pad, and I'm like, where the fuck am I? I finally realized where I'm at, and I start walking home. Here comes my mom. What's going on? Where were you? We've been looking for you. I was at my biological mom. I walked to my biological mother's house, but I wasn't originally at my biological mother's house. I was closer to her house than, the woman that raised me. So I was walking to her house, and little did I know, my aunt was there, my mom was there. They were driving around looking for me. So basically, we fucked up because they thought we were at school. The woman that raised me, which was my aunt, she always goes and picks me up. When she went to go pick me up after school, I wasn't there. I fucked up. I should have told her I was going to walk home or something, but that's where we fucked up because we just were so eager to like ditch school and shit. So basically, there was a whole frenzy. They were ready to call the cops. I was drunk, high, buzzed. My biological mother was laughing at me like, Mija, are you drunk? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, what'd you drink? I'm like, a 40. She's like, a big 40. And I'm like, yeah, mom. Like, oh my God. Like, and she's like laughing at me. Of course, my biological mother thought it was funny, but my aunt, she was more strict, so she did not think that shit was funny whatsoever. But there was another problem. My homegirl, they're like, where's your homegirl? I'm like, look, this is what happened. She wanted to be a hoe. I tried to tell her, bitch, we need to go. Don't be a fucking hoe. No. They're like, you need to tell her to come. Where were you? Where's the street? I drive them to the street that we were on. We're honking and we're yelling her name. She comes. We're honking and we're yelling her name. She comes out of the house and throwing herself on the floor, acting all drunk, acting like she didn't know anything. I was like, bitch, cut it out. Like, stop. You are not that drunk. Mom was like, Mija, you need to fucking stop it right now. You are not that drunk. She snaps out of it real quick. Well, it's just because, please. I don't want to get in trouble. If I get in trouble, my mom's going to send me to live with my dad. I was like, bitch, stop. Stop. You want to be a hoe. You fucked up. We fucked up. But we fucked up anyways because we messed up. We messed up. Moral of the story is we got caught. I got caught drunk. I smelled like weed. And I did school. So I got caught. And at the end of the day, I didn't even get in trouble. I was just embarrassed. But at the end of the day, don't go with motherfuckers that you don't know and don't be a hoe. Okay? Peace out. Stay chunky. Stay beautiful. Love you.